Isaiah 53, verse 2. Now they're giving you a description of Christ in Isaiah 53, verse 2. And it says, "For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as the root of dry ground. He has no form of comeliness, and when we see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him." So that's the description that they're giving you of Christ. Christ is, the way man and the way the enemy has, the word, I'm looking for a word, how, and I'm getting a brain fart, but the way the enemy has malfunctioned us, it's not the word, but for lack of a better word, into looking at beauty of a woman or beauty of a man outwardly is not what the Lord wants us to do. He wants us to look at the beauty of a man or a woman internally. That's what he wanted. That's what he wants. We get so caught up on the outside that we miss all the red flags. So when it says that Christ wasn't comely, not to the standard of what we look at in a woman or we look for in a man. So what the Lord is trying to show you is, here he is, a man that wasn't to the status quo of what this world would call comely, but yet internally he was the king that we all needed, that we all need, opposed to the king that Israel thought outwardly fit the status quo of a king and was very short of that. So what does that mean? We talk about it Friday all the time. We need the vision of the Lord, not the sight of man. The vision of the Lord does not just lock into what physically is standing in front of us. It goes into the spirit. It goes into the mental. It goes into so many different aspects. This is why we say think panoramically. Don't just look at a situation from one aspect. So that's all I got. Big bro, you back?
Almost.
Okay, so I will filibuster until he comes. So this is why we talk about when we're looking for our mate, when we're looking for our husband, when we're looking for our wife. It shouldn't be just a physical thing. Because yeah, they may look the part. This is what I physically desire. But if your vision stops there, you are lacking and you will fail. Okay, so this is what we have to start focusing on: the spirit, the internal man, the inward person, not the outward person. The inward person. That's the person that's going to pray for you when you can't pray for yourself. That's the person that's going to multiply what you bring. That's the person that's going to run into that fire and risk his life. We're making decisions based off what we physically see with our eyes. We spend more time, and I say this all the time to you guys, we spend more time getting our credit better or getting our credit right than we do picking our mate, picking our spouse. We spend more time looking for a house or looking for a car, or looking for the right APR than we do looking for our spouse. And that's madness, because next to picking God as your Lord and Savior, next to accepting Christ as your Lord and Savior, I think the most important decision is picking the right spouse. It's right up there. It's right up there. And then right after that, making sure that you surround yourself with spiritual men and spiritual women, because this is important. Because when you fall, and we all fall, there's no man, no woman on this earth that will not fall. These are going to be the men and women that pour into you. Your wife will pour into you. Your husband will pour into you. So you need to pick correctly. Don't just think physically. Do not think carnally. So it's very important. Very important. You with us, big bro?
Almost.
Okay. So yeah. We can't think carnally, man. And I know that it's a lot of work, right? But here's the thing that I've noticed, and I'm sure you guys have noticed too. Any precious stone, or most precious stones that you have to get, they're not easily accessible. whether it be diamonds, rubies, emeralds. These are things that you got to dig for. These are things you got to put work into. Why? Why do you put that work into it? So that you realize what you have. And the Lord tells you that a woman is more precious than rubies. So when you get this virtuous woman, this woman that you helped cultivate, this woman that is now bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, if a ruby or emerald is something that you hold dear, hold her more. Vice versa. When you find this man that is willing to protect, nurture, guide, because we're not just there to provide physically, monetarily. We provide spirit, we provide emotions, we provide guidance, we provide all different types of things, but some focused on of it. Just the money. This world only has us focused on the physical portion, the way she looks. And then when you get caught up in that situation, we always blame the other. We don't look at ourselves. We don't say, what part did I play in this dysfunction? It is so easy to blame everybody else for your problems. But we always deal with the effect. That is a problem that we have. We always deal with the effect. We never deal with the cause. The cause was you. You made this woman your wife. You made this man your husband. The cause is you. So once you can look in the mirror and deal with the cause, now we can start dealing with the effect. Now you're able to deal with the effect and understand the effect and the ramifications of the effect, so that the man or woman you walked into this situation as, you are not that man or woman when you walk out. You are better. Why? Because you learned. This is why we talk about killing ourselves daily and being reborn daily. The man that I was yesterday is not the man that I was today. The woman that you were yesterday is not the woman you are today. You should just be a little bit better. Just a little bit. So this is what we should do. Because when you look at Saul, this is why you have to meditate on the word. You have to meditate. There's a reason why the Lord put that he was comely, that he was, a handsome man and tall and all that stuff, and then go to Christ and say, to the standard of what the beauty of man is, Christ wasn't. Now, who's the king you'd rather have? Saul or Christ? You pick. You pick. Who's the woman you'd rather have? The Jezebel or Ruth? You pick. And when you make that decision, stand on it. Don't blame nobody else.